This is a short video on creating countersunk screws for your assembly, or any kind of screw for that matter, or bolt. So SolidWorks has got a library over here that's got all the bits in it that you're going to need, so you don't have to start from scratch. And if we click on that, now I'll just back up the truck a little bit here because I've already been here doing a bit of practice. If we go, you basically got these three showing normally when you open it. So if you click down on the toolbox, and it may ask you to load the toolbox if you haven't already done that, just click yes and go for it. Now we're going to want ISO screws, bolts and so forth, so click on ISO, double click on it, bolts and screws, and then these all look the same, but there's a few different types of screw here, and for the assembly that you're going to do, you're going to need the hexagon head socket screws. So double click on that, and then we've got a few different options. We've got cap screws, we've got shoulder bolts, we've got button head screws, and what we've got here is the socket head screws. So if we right mouse button and click on that, we've got two possibilities: configure or create part. So what you want to do is create a part that you can then insert into your assembly. This is the best way to do this, and it means you can have a bit of control over the process. So click on create part, and then it puts a part here that's where you last were, but we can change all the parameters here to whatever we want. So if you don't want to have a thread on it at all, it doesn't have one, you don't necessarily need one. You're not going to be able to see it when it's assembled, so maybe that's the right option. Or you've got cosmetic or schematic, and I'm not quite sure what the difference is with schematic. Perhaps if we rotate this around a bit, yeah, it's actually a bit more real. Probably takes a bit more memory too if that's an issue. So yeah, whatever you choose. You can go to, you're going to want an M12. I'll make an M16. Same thing, just a bit bigger. What length we want, make it a bit longer. And then this is where it gets a wee bit tricky. I'm not quite sure why it does this. I haven't figured that out. But if you tick on here, whoops, it's gone. What are we going to do now? But if you go File, Open, there it is there. It's dropped it into Copy Parts here. So we open it there, then go File, Save As. We can save it into the folder that we'd like to put it into. So I'll put it in here, into the 4301 folder, under tutorial supports, and that's how that's what we're doing. And you could rename it there if you wanted to, but yeah, it doesn't actually make sense as it is. So perhaps I might rename it M16 times 40 countersunk screw. And save. So now when you're doing your assembly, you just go insert part and insert two of these, the appropriate size, and mate them to the assembly the way you're mating any other part. Okay, that's all. Cheers.